This is Reporting Scotland with Alan Robb. Tonight's main news. Rangers are banning Celtic fans from Ibrox indefinitely in a row over paying for vandalism. The chairman of the Ibrox club, David Murray, says nearly £20,000 worth of damage was caused to Rangers Stadium by Celtic fans during their last 6 matches. And so far, the Parkhead club has refused to pay. Celtic chairman Kevin Kelly says they are extremely disappointed with the announcement and will do everything possible to resist the move. Hazel Irvine reports.
Celtic fans left Ibrox jubilant after their side's 2-1 win there in October, but they left behind £7,000 worth of damage. Rangers wanted Celtic to pick up the tab, but they refused. Now the Ibrox chairman says their fans won't be allowed back.
Well, it's an indefinite ban. It's a ban that I very much regret having to bring into force, but I felt I was left with no alternative. We have repeatedly asked Celtic Football Club to reimburse us for damage. They have felt it's not been their responsibility. We're trying to run Ibrox with a code of practice of behaviour that is acceptable to families, etc., etc. And I felt that asking Rangers supporters to follow this code, and if they don't, they step out of line, we ban them, I've been left with no alternative.
So no Celtic fans at the next Old Firm game or in the foreseeable future. The Celtic board said tonight they condemn all acts of vandalism but have continued to deny responsibility for their fans. They say the onus is on home sides like Rangers to provide effective policing of supporters.
We would be anxious, as Rangers are anxious, to identify any troublemakers at Ibrox or any ground for that matter, and we would support them 100% in any prosecutions. But we would do our best to even improve stewarding, policing or monitoring of a crowd at a game. And I think the way forward is for Rangers and Celtic realistically to get together and try and sort out the problems.
There's nothing in the league rules to prevent Rangers enforcing a ban, but tonight League President Yule Craig said he's disappointed at the decision and warned that a rule change may come.
The situation, I think, is that there would require to be a rule change. But that rule change would only be if the bulk of the clubs wished it, a new rule to be introduced so that this ban could not be effective. I can't speak for the clubs, although I would imagine that most of them would not be happy with the ban.
Even if their club won't, the Celtic Supporters Association say they're willing to pay up for recent damages, but that is unlikely to move the Rangers chairman.
I'm concerned whether they thought I was bluffing. I've written enough letters and made it known to them well enough this is what we're going to do. It's a very regretful decision, as I said, because, you know, the Rangers-Celtic game had a certain magic, if you want to call it that. But my job is to protect the investment at Ibrox, and I feel that's what we're doing.
So with an indefinite ban in place tonight, relations between the two clubs are at an all-time low. Hazel Irvine, BBC Reporting Scotland, Glasgow.
And Hazel joins me now. Hazel, an extraordinary move. Can they do it?
Unprecedented, but yes, they can. There is nothing in the Scottish League statutes which prevents a side from doing it. Only in the Tennent Scottish Cup must a home team guarantee 20% of their tickets to the visitors. Yes, it can, and it looks like it will be done.
Celtic say they're going to fight it, but is there anything they can do to fight it?
Well, short of an appeal to the League Management Committee, whom of course we've just already heard from, with there being nothing in the statutes, there's nothing to appeal against. It'll be very interesting to see how they can appeal against this.
One thing they could do, of course, is retaliate tit for tat and ban Rangers fans. Do you think they'll do that?
That will involve a fair financial risk. Remember that Celtic are only receiving about 16,000 average crowds at their games at the moment. An Old Firm game brings in about £150,000. If that's a risk they're willing to take, fine, but I'll be interested again to see whether that is a course of action they will take. Meantime, of course, there will be no Celtic fans at Ibrox.
Hazel Irvine, thank you.